Good morning, YouTube followers. I'll do a short video here to show you what I have done to get our Sailrite LSZ1 to run Tenara no problem. You know, everybody says, oh, it's hard and you can't run a Tenara and an LSZ1. Folks, that's all I run. If you look, that's Tenara. If you look over here at my bobbin winding station, that's all Tenara. If you look over here at my thread stock, that's all Tenara. That's poly, just so we can show customers. That's a $30 spool of thread. That's a $130 spool of thread. We only use Tenara, that's it. So anyone who says you can't use Tenara in a Sailrite is absolutely mistaken. There are a few tricks that you can do that will help you, and I have found this out because we have to use Tenara. We are in the middle of the desert, and the thread doesn't last if we don't. So I had to make Tenara work in this machine. And it will. It works great. There are some things you need to do. We'll start with fluff. You have to keep your machine defluffed. If we look down in here, let's get the light down in there and see if we can, come on, focus it. Look at all that fluff. This is why she's in for maintenance right now, is because it needs to be defluffed. Look at the back side of my cap spring. Look at all the fluff. This will cause you to drop stitches with Tenara. So you have to keep your machine clean and oiled. Another tip, of course, this is commercial setting. I cannot have my machine break down, so this is all my spare parts kit. I have a brand new hook and cap spring. I have a usable cap spring and gib hook. I have a brand new bobbin case, and the spring is still set to stock, so it's still set for poly thread. I have not modified the tension spring. I have two bobbin cases, there's one inside the bag there, that are set for Tenara only. I have taken the spring off, I put more bend in it, and then I put it back on. You have to have lots of tension with Tenara. It's very slippery stuff. I have several bobbins, a couple extra feet, of course oil for the dock to keep her oiled up, and then this is just all what's disassembled on the machine right now so that we can clean, defluff, and oil. But I thought I would share some of these tips that I've done. When we talk about needle bar height, it is crucial for Tenara thread. Stock, let's see if we can roll that around there. That cut, right there, there it is. They say that little notch needs to be flat, right? That would be a stock needle height. Watch how much farther down I go for Tenara. Right there, look at that, that whole curve disappears. Completely gone. Completely gone. That's one. Number two, if you knock your machine out of whack, replace that screw every third time. Every third time you knock your machine out of whack and you raise up the needle bar because you hit something or you hit a tooth on a zipper or whatever, replace that screw. It'll strip, then you can't get it out. It doesn't hold as tight when you have, when you knock it out. Replace that screw. Get a bag of them. All right, let's check down here at the gib hook. Again, for timing, come on, focus for me. There it goes. Look at how low the eye of the needle is in comparison. You have to give Tenara a big loop. As soon as that, it's pushing it down, and as soon as the needle reverses, whoop, it makes a loop in the thread. And that needle has to be right there. Look at how high up on the kerf I'm hitting, not hitting the needle, but coming across the kerf of the needle with the gib hook. Now stock is not nearly that deep, but with Tenara, set it that deep, and that will help. Also up here on top, where's our lid? There it is. When we're winding the top, I'll come from the spool through the latch, around the back side, through the guide again, through all three in a candy cane style, around, around, around. Lots of tension. Lots of tension on here. Once you find your setting, this thing will love Tenara. You have to keep looking though. You have to take your material, what you're going to be sewing. We only do Sunbrella canvas, Textiline 80 screen, and the Corinthian marine carpets. That's the only thing I would ever sew on this machine. We're trying out upholstery guide. It'll run poly, but it's basically a dock machine for us. So there are my tips and tricks for you to try and get your machine to run Tenara. You do have to make some modifications. You have to run that needle bar way low. You have to take every opportunity to thread guide and put tension on it from the top side. And you have to modify your bobbin case. You have to take that spring off of there. Take it off the bobbin. Come on, focus on it. There it is. Take the tension spring off the bobbin and put more of a curl in it, and then put it back on and give it another try. And you'll want to be sewing the multiple layers that you would be sewing, and then adjust your top tension to match. Like I said, our machine only runs Tenara, and we have no problem. No skip stitches. We don't run a zigzag though. The only reason we have the LSZ1 is so that we can move the needle port and starboard of center for zippers, and it's just kind of a handy feature to have. But we have not been asked to repair sails yet, so we really don't run any zigzag. But that's how we run Tenara on our machine. I hope you picked up something there that helps you get your machine to run it. Thanks for following.